Hello friends, as promised my section passed successfully and now I will tell you what exactly happened to me. To remind you to support me by subscribing to my channel. 3 hours before my C-section, I arrived at the hospital very hungry and thirsty, as I had been told. They admitted me to an office and started COVID test, blood collection, cardiogram, blood and pulse measurement, ultrasound, checking the baby's tones, microbiological examination, test for allergies from the antibiotics they were going to use and placement of Avocate. Then they asked me several questions about health problems, allergies, previous births and abortions. Then they finished. They seated me to leave my luggage and wait to be taken for the operation. At that moment, a nervous wait began. The fear was increasing and I wanted to go home with my big belly. It was time for my C-section, but no one was coming to pick me up. From the commotion in the corridors, I understood that there was an emergency and they would not take me now, but after another hour of waiting. That's how it happened. After an hour, a man came in with a smile on his face and told me I'm a male nurse and I'm coming to pick you up to do a quick C-section. He broke my fear, because he did not give me time, but accompanied me very quickly to the operating room, trying to choke. When I entered the operating room, I immediately got goosebumps. Here it is good to specify that I have not had any operations and it was literally the first time I saw such a place. A huge room with all kinds of equipment and medical supplies with those awful bright lights. There were more than 10 specialists in various fields in the operating room. I felt as if I was entering some kind of workshop, where everyone is doing something, talking and you can't even hear each other's thoughts. They made me sit on the operating bed and at the same time they put a spinal anesthetic on me, hooked me up to the equipment and made me lie down. I felt a little dizzy and couldn't feel my legs. The C-section started immediately and after a few minutes they pressed my stomach and I heard my baby cry. They quickly aspirated and wiped him and immediately stuck him to my face so he could feel and see me. Even though I was intoxicated and calm, tears of joy flowed from my eyes. For the next 40 minutes, it seemed to me that I was much more stunned and my eyes were closing. I haven't felt any pulling or anything. I remember finally hearing the surgeon say, "We're done." Then I came back to a clearer consciousness and asked how it went and if there was any problem. The surgeon told me that they found a very large fibroid and removed it, which is why my operation was prolonged. After this answer, everyone from the operating room started to leave and only 2 women remained, who warned me that they would move me to another bed so that I wouldn't be startled. Then they transferred me to the other bed. They took me to my room. I didn't sleep at all and every 30 minutes they checked how I was, how my blood was, and the worst thing was that they were pressing my stomach. After 4 hours I started to feel my legs and a slight pain started in the abdominal area. Then I asked them to see my baby for a while and they brought him to me to spend some time together. Of course, they kept pouring me systems, antibiotics and painkillers, but the pain was increasing. Because painkillers are much weaker than anesthesia, I couldn't sleep all night. I couldn't change my position. I was only lying on my back. They told me to drink a lot of water, but in small sips. The food was yogurt with 2 cookies, but it was the most delicious thing in the world. The next day was even more difficult, because I had to get up, and it turned out to be more difficult than I thought. The truth is that after every hour that passed I felt better, but the secret of success is to walk as much and more as possible often, because the rest takes you back to first grade. The first day after the operation they took pity on me and took care of the baby, but from the next day they left him to me and I had to motivate and organize to take care of both of us. After they assessed that both me and the baby are fine and we can go, I admit that at home is the best. The unforgettable first meeting with your child erases the fear and pain of C-section. All your life you will only remember the trembling of your heart when you saw and touched your child for the first time. Thank you and see you soon.